I've been up all night working on my report. I still can't seem to get who Henry VIII really was. Who could that be?
Hello, normal person, just like me.
Hello, can I interest you in a reformed, non-specific spiritual society?
We're definitely not a cult.
Smiley face.
Sorry, who are you?
As we said, we're definitely not a cult.
Smiley face.
If you weren't a cult, why would you say that?
Religion's complicated.
Smiley face.
Look, I've got loads of work to do. I'm never going to catch up with the last 3,000 episodes of Love Ocean, and I'm not sure you two even qualify as a religion.
What?
But wait, maybe religion is the key to understanding Henry VIII. Let's investigate.
Smiley face.
Tracey Tooley, just like a prayer, no choice my voice can take you there. Am I right, Gary the cameraman?
It's Dave.
And the Lord be with you. Henry VIII cared a lot about religion. When he was a young man, he was a devout Catholic who was loyal to the Pope. Henry wrote a book attacking Martin Luther, who was protesting against the Catholic Church. The Pope was so pleased, he gave Henry the title, Defender of the Faith. But what happened when Henry started to change his mind? First rule of history reporting, talk to people called Thomas, because there's loads of them. Our Thomas #1 is coming out of church right about now. Thomas Cranmer, Archbishop of Canterbury.
Yes, my child?
What's the deal with Henry VIII and religion?
King Henry is supreme head of the Church of England.
But he just made up that job, didn't he? We can't all have made up jobs like burger inspector or PE teacher.
True, he is the first king of England to be head of the church. He is the first one brave enough to break away from the evils of Rome and the Pope.
What's wrong with Rome? They've got pizza.
The entire system of Roman Catholicism is corrupt. It makes the Pope filthy rich and leaves people of true faith with nothing.
Not even linguine?
And so, as Archbishop, I help Henry do God's work of reforming the church.
So you're Protestants now?
Good Lord, no! No, Protestants are dangerous. We're moderate Catholics who won't change. We're in the middle of two extremes.
Sounds high and mighty. But this argy-bargy is actually about Henry's divorce, isn't it?
Well, I think there are many reasons.
Oh, come on. He was with Catherine of Aragon for ages. And then he wanted a son and he fancied Anne Boleyn. And he threw a hissy fit until he got what he wanted. Am I wrong? I'm not wrong.
Of course, Henry's claim to divorce was completely valid. And the dastardly Pope refused to give him his rights.
What else, Archbishop? Cranberry juice? Spill the tea. Or rather, spill the cranberry juice. Which is what I should have said. That would have been a singer.
Look, if you disagree with King Henry, you won't get very far. I supported him with the divorce so I could make the church better for everyone. You don't want to end up like Thomas More.
Really? Where's Thomas More? Thomas #2, aka Thomas More, was locked up in 1534 here at the Tower of London, the Azkaban of actual history. Thomas More, you used to be the super powerful Chancellor of England. How'd you end up imprisoned in the Tower of London?
Tracey, how nice to have a visitor.
And don't forget Gary.
My name's Dave.
Yes, hello, Gary. I resigned my job as Chancellor. I was convicted of treason, and now I'm going to be beheaded.
Why were you accused of treason?
When King Henry declared himself supreme head of the Church of England, I stayed loyal to Rome. I was horrified to see him disrespecting the Pope, although I was not surprised.
Tell us more. More?
I mean that Henry's only true religion is the religion of himself. And though I remain his faithful servant, I'm God's servant first.
It's time, Your Grace.
Goodbye, Tracey. Goodbye, Gary.
My name's Dave.
Not now, Gary. Can't you see this is a serious moment?
I wish everybody good. And if that be not enough to keep a man alive, then, in good faith, I long not to live.
Phew. History history is sad, isn't it? Thomas More has been made a saint by the Catholic Church, but he was only one of thousands of people imprisoned and killed for their beliefs. We can see from this graffiti that many prisoners wanted to leave their mark on the Tower of London before being executed, because they knew they wouldn't be given a proper grave. Roman Catholics were locked up for marching against Henry when he disbanded the monasteries. This march was called the Pilgrimage of Grace. However, others were brought here for being Protestants. Like in 1546, the writer and preacher Anne Askew was tortured on the rack, then burnt at the stake. England was a dangerous place to think or say anything really, like Twitter, but with extra death. When he was an old man, Henry bought these dead posh gold-threaded tapestries telling the story of Abraham, which hang in the Great Hall of Hampton Court Palace. Each one cost the same as a whole battleship. Considering how much Henry loved his battleships, these tapestries are a big deal. Henry obviously wanted to make people think of him as the new Abraham, the founder of a new religion in the form of the English Church. So maybe Henry's one true religion really was himself. We can see that a lot of suffering was caused by Henry's religious actions, which were about arguments over his divorce as well as his faith. His beliefs could be unpredictable, so your safest bet was always to agree with him or risk losing your head. So what do you make of all this? Would you have supported the king like Thomas Cranmer, or resisted like Thomas More? This is Tracey Tooley. I hear you call my name, and it feels like home.